Hi, Talks. I'm Samira Abdi, and with me is my colleague Mangalam Malu. Hi, Mangalam. Good afternoon to you. And it looks like things are picking up pace. So look at that. As we speak, the market is at the high point of the day. And, just when we thought that the bulls were perhaps going to pause for breath, it now looks like they could take off once again. And in fact, they have taken off. So the frontline indices, of course, are moving higher. But the mid-cap index, where at one point, we were down about a half odd percent. Now we're down about 0.3%. But nevertheless, that index continues to remain in the red, though there's been a slight pickup of late.
Absolutely. Sumera, we're talking about the mid-cap index underperforming, but the Nifty right now has been taken higher by the Nifty Bank, which yesterday broke into the record high terrain, currently extends it, and sitting with a gain of nearly 500 points. So what has taken both the Nifty and the Nifty Bank higher in just the last 5-6 odd minutes is HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank has now hit a record high just as we speak. In yesterday's trading session, it was 2.5% away from its 52-week high, and currently with a 3% up move, HDFC Bank is at a record high. So that takes three of the larger weights on the Nifty Bank, which is ICICI Bank, Axis Bank and HDFC Bank, all of them at a record high. It's the IndusInd Bank and Yes Banks of the world which are still a fair bit away from the record high levels. So Yes Bank is around 40% away from its record high levels, whereas IndusInd Bank too is about 20% away from the record high levels. ICICI Bank, HDFC as well as Axis, all of them at new highs. HDFC Bank hitting a fresh 52-week high and contributing about 300 points to the 450 point that we're seeing on the Nifty Bank. First up, all the top stories, and then we answer all your stock-related queries. Market shrugs off early weakness. Key indices trade near the day's high. Mid-caps underperformed today, but the Nifty Bank surges with over 1.5% in terms of gains.
Morgan Stanley's Rhythm Desai says earnings are on the cusp of a 5-year CAGR, bets high on real estate stocks.
Real estate stocks, though, trade weak as CNBC-TV18 learns that GST Law and Fitment Committee has proposed a reversal of the input tax credit by real estate developers on input goods and services lying unused as on March 31st.
SpiceJet feels the heat as India joins a host of other countries in banning operations of the Boeing 737 MAX 8 aircraft from its airspace effective 4 p.m. today. This ban will result in a drop in capacity, which will support yields and favour other players like Indigo.
Oil marketing companies, they recover from the lows of the day, pressured by higher crude earlier. Metal stocks like Vedanta, JSW Steel and Tata Steel also feel the heat.
So we have Vijay Chopra and Prakash Gaba who join in to answer all the queries that are coming in. Gentlemen, good afternoon to both of you. And let's talk about the stock that has been surging through the afternoon, Yes Bank. Mr. R.P. Chaturvedi is on the line with us from Kolkata. Mr. Chaturvedi, good afternoon, sir. How can we help you?
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon. My query was regarding the Yes Bank. I am holding Yes Bank at about last 15 days at about 219.
Okay.
I want to know, ma'am, I can hold 6 to 12 months. I want to know whether it should be whether to hold or whether I will be take my profit at 243 right now. Can you advise me regarding?
Okay, fair enough. Vijay, let me come to you first on this. He's a new investor in Yes Bank, but he's ready to hold on for the long term, at least 2-3 years, if that's what's required. But he wants you to help him make a decision. Should he exit now or should he become a long-term investor?
Well, I think that there is steam left in the counter, and what I see on the charts is a fresh breakout. A lot of negatives have already been, factored in the price right now. So I don't think that the damage is, much from here. So the upside, the risk reward is better if you compare it with others, So I would say that, he should hold on to the stock. My first target is 260, followed by 280 and 300, if he can hold it for a longer term. So Yes Bank, over a period of time, I think that should engulf all the negatives which have been floating around, and the stock should stabilize around 300 rupees. And of course, the bank should also, post good results, because up till now it is good news. Now, good news has to be backed with a good balance sheet, and if the balance sheet looks a tad better, I'm sure that the stock price can go up to 300.
All right. Mr. Chaturvedi, you said your buy price was what? 219?
219, sir. 219.
Okay, cool. So the data that we have is 231. So he's actually making a little more profit. This move that we've seen on Yes Bank over the last few trading sessions, today also, do you think he should hold on for the short term, make a profit and get out? Or, as Vijay is saying, hold on for the long term and 300 would come by?
Well, I think he should continue to hold it because Yes Bank looks like it's bottomed out. The structure is suggestive that I'm going up. 220 was the place where it can dip to. If it happens also, I won't worry. That's his cost price. Continue holding it. I have a target of around 290 to 300 zones. If it goes there, it's likely to find resistance. So continue holding it if you can hold.
All right, continue holding it if you can hold. Mr. Chaturvedi, we hope that advice works for you. We have Mr. N. Vinod Kannan calling us from Chennai with a query. Good afternoon, Mr. Kannan. Tell us.
Yeah, good afternoon. I hold REC for last 1 week. I want to hold it for 1 year, long term.
Okay.
I bought it at a price of 144.5 of 500 shares. Now it is around 5K of loss.
All right. Vijay, your view on REC from a 1 year perspective would be?
Well, I think that we have seen a damage in the mid-cap, entire mid-caps universe last year. And now these companies are just coming out of the cusp. And I suppose that if they are able to produce good results, they have a good order book. So if they post good results and they are able to, manage their debt for, for that matter. So I think that in the electricity and power space and the infra space, there are a lot of good companies to have in a portfolio. My first target for REC is 160 followed by 175. So I would say that, you should not panic at all with the volatility in the market. There are good chances that it will hit 160. And then we can probably, think of booking part profit there.
Okay, up next, Nidhi Raj K has written to us from Bengaluru. He has 200 shares of Bajaj Finance, which he has bought at close to 2,600 rupees, 2,590 to be exact. He's been holding on for 3 months. He's a short-term investor and wants to know what to do. So he's already well in the money, Prakash. But for a short-term investor, is it advisable to remain, invested for longer? He's already been in for 3 months. He's made a sizable profit. Do you see much more upside?
Just to lock in the profit, have a stop. And who knows where it goes? Because structure of Bajaj Finance is strong. It can go up and perhaps it can go even higher and take out the all-time high, which is closer to around 3,000 zones. So continue holding it. Just let the profits run. Have a stop below 2740 and trade long. So as it keeps going up 50 rupees, increase your stop loss by 50 rupees. At one place, he'll be out and you can have a run.
All right. Hope that advice works for you as well. We have a lot of these stocks which are buzzing. We have BEML now, the PSU banks, or rather the PSU stocks which were under pressure. Now they are recovering a little. So the pressure came in on account of supply of the ETF. And now we have BEML, which is moving higher. Behind that, we have BEL, which is running as well. And a lot of these PSU companies are moving higher. We have Mrs. VG Swami, who writes to us from Hyderabad. She holds about 1,363 shares of AB Capital at 160 rupees for the last 1 year. A long-term investor wants to know whether to hold or sell. Losing a fair amount of money there, almost a lakh rupees. 160 is where she bought it. The stock is around that 100 rupee mark. What would you suggest?
Exit. Because after listing, it's continually coming down. It's a wealth destroyer, classical wealth destroyer. Why would I be in the stock? Just exit. No hope.
Okay, Vijay, you concur with Prakash, an exit at this point?
Well, if you look at all the structures of all the finance companies, may it be Motilal Oswal or Edelweiss or AB Capital, or any other company, so to say. So this kind of damage has happened, and especially in the mid-cap space. Now, I think that when these companies have started coming out of the blues, I would say that one should wait for a couple of quarters. I don't see major downside from here. Of course, the upside might be capped. I can understand, and it would take some time for them to reach their highs. But yes, I think that these companies should be given a chance to wait for a while. And I think that they have the capacity and capability to come back. Let the dust settle down. I think that we are just in the election year, and election year generally in India, we've seen that there are surprises which come, and it has definitely surprised the shorter 5 days that we have seen. The Bank Nifty running up 2,000 points literally. So I would say that hold on, have some patience, and the probability is that these companies would come back. Look at Edelweiss; it has come back very sharply. So I think that AB Capital also can come back because it is backed by a very solid owner, and the legacy has been good for the group. So I would say that hold on to the stock for some time, have some patience. There are good chances that it will come to 120, 125.
All right, chances that Aditya Birla Capital may come to 120, 125. But that will your stocks sharp surge seen on all the frontline indices. The mid-cap index, while it is underperforming, still off the lows of the day. The the Nifty, though, in just the last few minutes, has come a little off the highs of the day. So we'll keep an eye out on where that pressure is coming in on. But we have Bharat Kumar, a caller waiting by. He's calling us from Bengaluru. Bharat, good afternoon. Tell us.
So this. I have bought the BHEL, Bharat Electronics of futures, 6,000 lot. So I had bought at 91 rupees 75 paise. I am a short-term investor. So is it a good idea to hold it to the stock or shall I sell?
91.75, just about breaking even as we speak. Perhaps if you calculate the brokerage as well, 10 paise higher. The stock is at 91.85. He's gotten in at 91.75, Prakash. And he's a short-term investor, so obviously it's a technical trade. What do you see on BHEL?
The first thing I would do if I was in a trade is put a stop below 88.
Okay.
That's the first thing. If it goes, I go. If it does not, let it continue. Can climb to around 95, 97, 98, 99 zones. But before 100, I will exit.
Okay, so keep a stock below 88, right?
Correct.
Okay. Up next, Manoj Singh has called us from Bengaluru. He wants to invest 5 lakh rupees. Hi, Manoj. How can we help you?
Yeah. I've basically got about 5 lakh rupees to invest, and this would be for long term.
Okay. And you're looking at stocks strictly, right?
That's right, yeah.
Do you have a stock portfolio at the moment?
Yeah, I've actually invested on Jain Irrigation at the premium price of, say, 140 plus. But then, it started dipping for past 7-8 months. So I've kind of averaged it to 72 rupees. I've got close to 10,000 shares of Jain Irrigation. I see that, it's not moving up beyond 62, 63. So is it a good idea to average a little more or exit?
Okay, and that's it. The only stock you own currently is Jain Irrigation, right?
That's right, yeah.
Okay. Vijay, Manoj here has, sort of burnt his fingers by investing in Jain Irrigation. He's been averaging on the downside. He's brought the, average price down. But now with a fresh investment of 5 lakh rupees, I mean, would you at all recommend that he, put some more money after bad in Jain, or look at something else entirely, perhaps one of the larger stocks?
Well, I suppose that he should get out of Jain Irrigation ASAP on a rise. And if he sees a rise, there's no point of being in a stock like Jain Irrigation, number one. Number two, if he wants to put his money, I think that there are great stocks available at a discount. So don't worry about the price right now. It might be a bit volatile, but if you buy a Hindalco around these levels or maybe a Vedanta around these levels, I don't think there's a problem. You buy a Bank of Baroda at these levels of 115, 116. You buy a company like NBCC at 60 odd rupees. I don't think that there is any fear here. So get into fundamentally strong companies, strong balance sheets, debt-free companies, and that would be the key to recover the money you have lost in Jain Irrigation. But I would say that Jain Irrigation, barring one fact that it jumps when it gets we get a news on the monsoon, and I'm sure that the Met Department would be coming up with its report maybe a month down the line about the monsoon. So that's the time when we see a surge in Jain Irrigation or some policy matter, but I don't see an upside in a company which is deep down in debt. And they've done a lot of restructuring, but nothing much is happening on the balance sheet part. So I would say that better to stay away from such companies who are debt-ridden and get into strong balance sheets.
And what about fresh investment ideas?
As I said, we can get into NBCC, a Hindalco or a Vedanta at these levels. Even a BHEL doesn't look bad to me. He can get into some quality pharma story, a company like Glenmark, or maybe a Cadila or a Cipla doesn't look bad at these levels. So there are a lot of good opportunities available. And I think that, get into stronger balance sheets, that's the key.
All right, Vijay, thanks a lot for that. That advice is well taken. Just keep an eye out on a couple of these telecom names. You know, they've been running hard from the start of this month, some of them from the start of this week. So some bit of profit taking seen on both Vodafone Idea as well as Bharti Airtel. Bharti Airtel at the lowest point of today's trading session, 340 rupees thereabouts. Started in the green in the last couple of trading sessions. It's gained about 10% odd. And Vodafone Idea from the start of March, which is about 7 trading sessions, has gained about 14-15%, facing some supply at the low point of the day for Vodafone Idea as well. We have Mr. Kamath who calls us from Mumbai, Mr. Ashok Kamath. You have some investments in Firstsource Solutions, Mr. Kamath?
Yes, sir. I have bought 15 to 50 shares at 68 rupees on an average price. I bought them blindly because of the recommendation of one of the financial experts and one of the. I don't know whether it's worth holding till I get my price or should I move to average it.
Do you have more stocks in your portfolio, Mr. Kamath? Do you have more stocks in your portfolio, Mr. Kamath?
I do have.
And are you in urgent need of money right now?
No, not in urgent need, but I think in this script I have lost a lot of money. So I just want to know whether it's going to get my price or do I have to just quit?
Absolutely. We understand the fact that you're losing a fair amount of money in this script. Prakash, Firstsource, he wants to know whether there is hope for him to get back to his buy price of 68 rupees or not. And should he hold on for that?
68 is too high a price. Though, no doubt, I feel that the downside may be limited. But I have seen the level closer to around 80-85 zones and then come down to 30. That should not happen. If that happens, that means there's something wrong fundamentally with the stock. But good thing is there will not be much downside. Can it go up from here? It perhaps can go up. So if he's willing to wait for it, then let it go up. But I feel that 60, 50 is a very, very stiff resistance to deal with. If I had the stock, I would be out.
So cut his losses now
I
and
would
look
do
for better opportunities elsewhere.
Yeah, because I'd like to see strength. What I'm seeing here is weakness. Weakness in the weakness is not good enough, but I need to see strength, which I don't see.
Okay. Anything else if you was to exit Firstsource now, what would
Two safe stocks, ITC or HUL, put into that and you'll be safer off.
Okay, Mr. Kamath, that's the advice for you. As much as, it might be painful to see losses on your stock investment, perhaps the good thing is to bite the bullet now and exit the stock, even if it is at a loss, and look for stronger balance. I mean, Vijay was also telling us that, look for good companies. And the recommendation from Prakash is look at ITC or HUL. A quick